I look around more and more and I realize probably the same thing that every generation realizes at some point. This world is not the world I grew up in. I don't like it. And that's probably a very common thing, right? Like I said, I think every generation goes through this. You get to a certain point in your life and nothing seems to make sense anymore. Now, I want to cater to us in the current time because, well, it's a perspective thing, right? So it's a natural thing to speak about what you understand the most. And what I understand the most is what I'm going through now. And I think what we're going through now is it's really weird. There's a lot of strangeness in the world in terms of just governments seeming upside down, countries at war with each other, rioting and protests, and people are angry. And I know this isn't a new thing. This has happened historically throughout time. There's uprisings and revolts and rebellion, and sometimes it's very good because that's the only way we can initiate positive change. And it's unfortunate it comes through bloodshed and anger because for some reason, no matter how far we have evolved, we still revert back to acting like animals. It's amazing to me. We should be talking calmly and trying to be understanding to each other and loving to each other. But instead, it's fight, 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 yell, yell, yell. Everyone seems more angry now than any time that I remember in my entire life. There seems to be a huge lack of decorum in society, just the way people act in public. And I know maybe I seem like archaic and old, but I don't like that everyone curses in public all the time. I don't like waiting in line at the donut shop or at the restaurant and hearing the employees just swear blatantly or talk about sexually things very openly. And I'm just like, man, how old did I get? Because I don't remember that when I was a kid. I really don't. I think that if you heard somebody use the F word in public, it was a big deal. Now, like, I try to read an article that I think is a news article online, and it's like, F this, F that, MF that. And I'm like, oh, even this, And I've realized they're just words, but they do represent something on a whole, and that is being respectful to each other and conducting ourselves in a way that's respectful. So we are all in this timeline, right? No matter what it is, I think it's important that we keep this in mind. You have to just keep moving forward until you can figure a way out. And by that, I mean, you cannot become complacent. You cannot become stagnant. You cannot become comfortable in the misery. You can't be so distracted by what this fake plastic world and its plastic people are offering you that you just become dumbed down and just acquiesce to the distraction and say, screw it, I wanted to make great change and try to live a better, happier life, but I guess this is what there is. And it's so easy to get comfortable now. Listen, I can't stand, honestly, I don't even know how to watch TV anymore. I gotta be honest. I pay for way too many streaming services. Somebody tells me about a show. If I actually do have the time to watch said show, I don't know where it is. I'm talking to the remotes. I'm talking to robots. I'm yelling to Alexa. I'm yelling to the sky. Anybody in the cloud network that can help me find this show. And then I gotta find the Apple TV or the Prime or whatever, and I haven't used it in so long, it's logged out, and then I gotta scan a QR code and reset up my profile and remember my password. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to watch something that after an hour, it automatically goes to, would you like to watch the next episode? And I don't even have to press another button because Netflix knows we're lazy. And so it'll just start the next episode for us, making it even easier for us to just sit on that couch. I hear a lot of people using the term rot lately. I just want to sit in bed and rot for a while and watch Netflix. It bothers me, man. Like, this life is meant to be lived. Look at me. I'm always here making these videos, right? 9 times out of 10, I'm outside somewhere. I may be just going to the gym, coming from the gym, walking around the cemetery, walking around the shrine. I can't stay indoors, man. I need to be out in the sun. I need to be out listening to the birds. I need to be amongst the trees. I need to be out in the forest. Sitting on that couch just watching hour after hour after hour after show, shows, reality shows which are scripted and fake, and people yelling and swearing at each other, just stirring up anger and violence, lowering our vibration. And then what do? We watch that, and then some of us go out and we act like that in public because we think this is how we're supposed to act. So we cannot become complacent. We cannot become lazy. We cannot allow ourselves to lower our vibration and to just give up and become so comfortable that this is our life. We need to find a way beyond this. We need to find a way out for ourselves. And the best way to do that is to just keep going forward. So every day, that means finding something that brings you joy, that's away from the low vibration people, away from the distraction, away from the nonsense, and away from the anger and misery of this world. And for me, that's being outside. For you, maybe that's, I don't know what it might be for you. I only know what works for me. I don't know what works for other people. You got to find out what works for you. You know you better than anybody else. Figure it out. But keep going forward, and eventually you will find that key. You will find whatever it is that makes you feel that peace and that joy. Maybe it's making big changes in your life, and people don't want to make big changes because it's uncomfortable and it's difficult, and I get that. But at some point you have to realize you only have so much time. And what are you doing here? If you're not happy, keep moving forward. Keep looking for whatever that may be to start that change in your life. Whatever that key may be to unlock that door to your being your best self, being your happiest, and enjoying your time here. Not laying in bed, rotting, and watching garbage shows. Just my ideas. You do what works for you. Much love, my friends.